Hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you here today. Thanks for logging in to this webinar here. Today, I'm going to share with you one very special topic that I haven't spoke before. So I see a lot of you here already joining in. Hi, Christine. Hi, Kumar. Hi, Felicia. Hi, Lily. Okay, good to see you guys again. All right. So I hope all of you here already take your breakfast or lunch or dinner. Okay. Yeah. Make yourself comfortable. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So today I'm going to talk about a topic about happiness. Yeah, this is a topic that we didn't discuss a lot. Yeah, most of the time on our webinar we talk about this. We talk about what? Yeah, we talk about money. We talk about relationship. We talk about health, right? So rarely that we actually directly focus on about happiness. Right? So therefore, I regard today would be a very so-called special topic, and I think that happiness is a universal needs, right? No matter where you are, right? No matter where you are in the world, different belief, different culture. I don't how old you are, or what belief you have. All of us here want happiness, don't we? Right? So this is a universal needs that all of us here actually strive for, yeah, in our life. That's why you heard about the term what we call the pursuit of happiness, right? Everyone want that, and although happiness is something that everyone want, but not a lot of people actually have the privilege to actually understand, how to actually achieve true happiness in life. Yeah. So and therefore I would like to dedicate like 1 or 2 hours here today, yeah, to share our opinion about happiness. So and before we start, actually we do a poll just now, right? A lot of you here participate in the poll just now, and let me show you the poll results. Okay, let me bring it to the screen right now. Okay, this poll result is updated 2 minutes ago. So as you can see on the screen right now, yeah, the question here is, are you a happy person? Right, and 51% of you actually saying that you're happy is good, and 1% say no, and 47% say sometime. Okay, only sometime is happy. Okay, all right. So first of all, for the 51% here, I would say, yeah, you're blessed people, right? So you're truly blessed, because how do we define a great life? Yeah, is when you feel happy most of the time. Don't you think so? Right. So how do you actually define a great destiny? If you ask me, what is a great destiny is, it's not about amount of money you have. It's not about that. It's not about what you own. Yeah, the great destiny actually defined by one thing. Yeah, are you happy most of the time or not? Right. So if you are not happy most of the time, you feel miserable. I don't care what you have. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you got around you, how many cars or houses you own. Right. It's meaningless. Don't you think so? You're not happy. Right. That's why you see a lot of people. They are very successful people from the public eye, and some of them actually they have depression, and some of them committed suicide. So therefore, in the end, the most I would say precious commodity in the world, yeah, is about feeling of happiness, right? So think about this, right? Everything you want in life, yeah, like you want a better health, you want a better financial standing, you want a better career. In the end, you just want, once you achieve all those things, in the end, it's not the thing that makes you happy, right? It's the feeling, right? In the end, it's about after you achieve certain position in your career. In the end, it's the feeling you're after for, not about the career. We feel that the career will lead us to one feeling. What is that feeling? Feel good feeling, right? That is what we call happiness. So no matter what you want, in the end, it lead to the same direction. Okay, and then some of you here actually are saying sometimes, right? So these are the part here. So which means that only sometime you are happy. Okay. So these are the group here that we would like to work more on. Our goal here is to become here. Okay. So we want to do our best using whatever technique it is, be it Chinese metaphysics or your own effort, our goal here to achieve here. Because I'll speak for everyone else here when I say that all of us here want to have a great destiny. We deserve a great destiny, right? So in order to have a great destiny, you must be happy most of the time, right? So that is something we need to work for this group of people, which constitute of 47%. Okay. All right. How about this one? No. Okay. This one is around 1% or 2%. Yeah. As the last updates here. So it's around 1%. So this one here is not a happy person most of the time. So this one, I would say that then no need to do anything. Yeah, just remain where you are. Just joking. Okay, so if you know that you're no, right? So which means that you already aware that you're not happy, right? You already know that. And you know that it's not a good feeling. Don't you think so? Right? So even more, you need to actually achieve this, but you don't just achieve happiness first, right? You want to become sometime first. Sometime happy and sometime not happy is fine, and then later on you move to yes. Okay, right? There's still you need one more step. Yeah, if you're not happy most of the time, your goal here is to become happy sometimes first. All right, then later on you move to this one happy most of the time, because everything in life is about about a study, right? If you want to have more money, you need to study wealth. If you want to become more courageous or more confident, you need to learn or study about confidence, right? So if you want to be happy, happiness also a study, right? You want to understand exactly what are these emotion is, So therefore, I would say that the goal of today's program here is to help you to actually aware, how do we actually identify this feeling, and also how can we expand it, to actually, because you think about this, right? If you're happy, right, we can achieve more things in life. Don't you think so? Okay, so in order to do this, first of all, I want all of you here to have your parter chart ready. Okay, so as usual, if you attended, if you are seasoned, that attending our webinars here frequently, then you already have your parter chart. If you haven't got one yet, so what you need to do here right now is to go to this website here, right? This website here is about is a link for you, joeyap.com/parter chart. This is a link for you to plot the chart. Yeah, this is your destiny chart. This is important because while I'm sharing with you certain information, occasionally I'm going to actually ask you to refer back to your chart. Okay, as seen on the chat box right now, yeah, there's a link as well. Shimo just posted the link. You can click on the link. Yeah, plot the chart right now if you haven't plotted it yet. Okay, all right. So once you actually got your chart ready, so we can start this webinar here by first asking one question first, right? Since happiness is something so important, yeah, let me ask you, everyone talking about achieve happiness, are you happy or not, right? People keep talking about this. So let us, all of us here, answer the most important question first. Why we need to be happy? Right? Who tell you that we must be happy in the first place? Right? Everyone also want to be happy, right? So now, yeah, because some of you here need to know also why. Yeah, what is the main reason you want to be happy? Yeah, if you don't know the reason, right, you don't have the motivation to become happier. Right? It's not because your friend tell you, yeah, you must be happy, or the society tell you, you must be happy. It's not like that, right? It's about you want to know why. Yeah, in the first place, do you need to be happy in the first place or not? Yeah, why? Okay, just I'll say increase own vibration. Grace say feel good. Okay, all right. So yeah, you have certain reason, right? You want to be happy. So, and first of all, we need to know that, right? If it's not, right, we don't actually put our effort, and I would say our priority become happy, right? Because happiness also a priority one. You need to make it as a priority in life to become happy. Yeah, happiness just doesn't come, yeah, like that. So it's a conscious decision. So before we actually decide to become happy, we need to know why first, right? So a lot of you here say feel good. Okay, all right. So and That's how why people want that feeling, right? Feel good, but the feel good feeling sometimes is there, and after 1 or 2 days, it suddenly disappear. For example, like you own a new car, and then you feel happy for a while, you feel good, and then later on, then you discover that the feeling become normal again. Right? So, what is the lasting impact of happiness? Okay, so let me just tell you first, because in order to actually do this, for you to committed to make this a priority, you need to know the main reason, right, and the benefits of being happy. So I would say that one of the benefit of being happy is you will have more energy, right? The moment you feel good, don't you think you have more energy, right? When you're happier, you have more energy to create stuff, to take action, right? You tend to move your body, right? You think about this, when you go to a dance floor, if you're happy, right, is automatically you dance, right? But if you are depressed, you don't like to move, you like to sit in the couch, right? So one of the reasons I would say that we consciously choose to be happy is because we have the energy to pursue our goals in life, right? We want a lot of things in life, and all of the thing here requires energy. So only if you're happy, you have all those motivation and energy to pursue what you want, right? A lot of people might think that I only allow myself to feel happy once I achieve my goal, right? A lot of people think like that, right? But usually most of the case, it doesn't work this way, right? Those successful people, they don't wait until they're successful to become happy, right? They happily achieve. Right, they start to choose to become happy while achieving their goals. Yeah, because they truly know that, only they feel good, they're in a peak state, then only they have energy to take action, make things happen, and also to endure certain challenges along the way, right? If you're happy, you're in good mood, right? So therefore, even you encounter certain obstacle, very likely you won't give up so easily. But if you are unhappy, you're worried, and then you're depressed, very likely you will give up, right? You will say that it's too hard, you're going to give up, right? So don't you think this single reason alone, is worthy for you to actually do consciously, make yourself become happy, make happiness is as your priority in life. That is one of the things I want everyone here to think about. This is the first reason here. And of course, I think some of you also mentioned just now, if you're happier, then I would say that you tend to be healthier as well. Don't you think so? Right? Because based on the statistic of this all this medical research, they actually discovered that those people that are happy, they tend to have a stronger immune system. Right, and then their emotion also more balanced, right? So therefore, they have a great health in general. Don't you think that all of us here want to have a great health as well, right? So therefore, the more happier you are, the higher immune system you have. Yeah, that is the one part here. Okay, all right. So so there are so many things that we can talk about benefit. So if you are more happy, then you are more creative. Don't you realize that when you're happy, you are more creative, right? Your mind actually work better, more effectively, and you're more energetic, and sometimes you're more fun, right? You're more relaxed. And if you are always have a lot of energy, and then you're creative and you have fun doing the things that you do every single day, don't you think your chances of become successful is higher, right? And then I think finally, one of the things that the benefit of become happy is also you can create domino effects to others as well, right? If you are very happy, have you met someone that they are so happy, right? They are very positive, they are very happy every day, and then those energy actually infect others as well. They spread, right? All this positive, so it also empower other people to feel good as well, right? It's like a ripple effects. So good energy is also infectious, right? You can the moment you talk to someone is very happy, very positive, right? You will feel good as well, right? You will feel inspired as well. So therefore, this is the emotion. Think about this. If we are able to cultivate this emotion on daily basis, right? So think about, don't you think our destiny, right, will be great automatically, right? You don't need to wait until 10 years when, right? If today you decide, right, this is the one you want to do, and then therefore that's where you go, right? Then you already know that the outcome ultimately follow will be good. Right? Have you met someone, that actually are very depressed, they are very pessimistic, and they say everything it will not work, it's easier said than done? Have you met someone like this will eventually become successful? No. Right? Yeah, these are the complainer, right? Negative, right? So therefore, you really know that if you choose to be successful, becoming happy is no longer an option. Yeah, a lot of people think it's an option. Now, until you make it a priority, right, it's very hard for you to achieve success in life. A lot of people talking about changing destiny, right, achieving extraordinary results in life, and relationship health, right? If you don't start with happily achieve, because you need to start with who you are, right? If you don't win over yourself, a victory over yourself first, it's very hard for you to win on the external battle or victory over others, right? So this is the part, the importance of doing it. So after explaining this to you, are you committed to make happiness as your priority in life or not? A lot of people let this run autopilot, right? Today, if I feel happy, then I'm happy. So what if you decide that you make happiness is your main priority in life? Yeah, if you start to do this right now, how many of you here committed to do so? There is a priority setting, Yeah, a lot of time when we do goal setting, right? We always ask the question, right? Is it financial is a top priority, or is it relationship, or is it health, right? So people forgot to ask about one thing. How about happiness as your top priority? Yeah, the rest can come later, right? Because if your happiness is your main priority, then after that, whether you want to achieve financial goal or relationship goal or health goal, that one will come easier, right? It will come more naturally to you because you have the energy to do so, right? So therefore, energy is source of life. Yeah, happiness is a form of positive energy, is a source of life. And once we do this, right? So when we actually understand the importance of doing this, then we are starting a path, the pursuit of happiness, right? A pursuit of happiness. So there are two things. Yeah, you want to actually telling yourself to start this path here. The first thing, I want you to tell yourself is, I deserve to be happy. Yeah, so let me ask you, do you deserve to be happy or not? Yeah, a lot of time, right, people feel unhappy because they don't think they deserve happiness. Right? No one asking, right? People asking this question, right? Are you deserve happiness or not? So let me ask you right now, do you deserve happiness? I want an honest answer, right? Because this one will determine, how easy or how hard for you to pursue this part of the pursuit of, to happiness. Okay, you must truly own it when you truly deserve to be happy. Yes, you need to start that. If it's not, you keep actually have a lot of inner conversation telling you you're not smart enough, you have a bad partner or whatever, right? They're actually telling you, you're not worthy. No, you should own your inner conversation. The first step here is to tell yourself, I deserve to be happy. That is my basic right as a human being. I deserve it. Yeah, think about this. I want all of you here to say this word out loud. I deserve to be happy. Do it now. Although I cannot see you, but I can feel you, okay? I can feel you. Yeah, do it. Right now, I know someone, if you're sitting in a cafe, someone might think you're crazy, don't care, right? Yeah, shout out loud, right? Say, I deserve to be happy. Okay. Have you guys do it? I have a good faith that all of you here doing this. Don't care whether someone think you're crazy, it's fine. Right? As long as you're happy. Okay, I want you to pay attention to this. Yeah, when you say that word out, do you feel differently or not? Do you instantly discover your energy shift a little bit? Right? Yeah, because you're telling the subconscious mind, you are beginning the process of deserving. Okay. Now you feel differently right now, right? Just like this, right? So happiness is a study, right? There's a lot of technique you can use, to actually make you become happier. And happiness is not like one button. Yeah, then you click and then suddenly become happy. No, right? In order to become happy, you must think little happy things every single day. right? You need to build the so-called the neural association that's so strong, and then eventually after 1 year or 2 years, you become a happy person, right? Happiness doesn't come from one day. It's not because you attend one day motivational seminar, suddenly you become so pumped up. Yeah, if you see those people that suddenly become so pumped up, and after 2 weeks, true enough, they revert back to their old self again, right? Yeah, so therefore, happiness is about a simple, repeated daily things, happy things you do daily, and then you can, if you do it consistently every day, you become a different person, right? Just now, we just did a simple exercise, and I saw that a lot of you here already, discovered there's an energy shift, right? Yeah. So what if you truly own this? Yeah, things will happen. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. Powerful, right? And then the second part here, you must believe happiness can be attained. You must truly believe that. The first part, you think you deserve happiness, right? The second part here, you must believe that happiness can be attained, right? So easily, yeah, because our natural state here is to feel happy. Our natural state. Think about when during our younger days, we are still a child, right? We feel happy, right? So our natural state actually is to feel happy, our natural state, right? But as we grow older, we have all these negative thoughts coming in, self-doubts, anxiety, worry, right? Then we actually mess ourselves up, right? So these are two things. You want to know? Yeah, I deserve to be happy, and also happiness can be attained easily. Are you guys ready on that or not? Yeah, you need to actually open up this energy before you can actually start the path or the journey of happiness. Even right now, you are very happy. Like just now, 50% or 51% of you are truly happy. Don't you also want more happiness on top of that? Right? Because happiness attracts one, even now you're very happy, but there's also always another level, right? So, and the moment you have so much happiness within you, you cannot help but to share with others, right? Then you can help others, you can serve others as well. So therefore, this is what we say that, this is something that we want to know, before the things or the shit hits the fan. Because we know that, in our life, sometimes things happen, shits happen. Don't you think so? Right? As much as we like to think the world is like everything will be perfect, but we know that in reality here, shit does has happened. And let me tell one thing: those people who are happy, it doesn't mean their lack of problems. There is one thing here, but they're actually able to manage their problem, and they're able to still have a high energy to actually to live their life. Yeah, I discovered one of my friends. This is one I learned personally from one of my friends. And when I met her that time, is a female. I met her. She's so happy, and then she is like I would say the star of the party. So therefore, that time initially I think that maybe this person don't have problem. Maybe she's rich, and then she have a great relationship, have a great health, right? But later on, once I get to know her later on, actually she has more problem than me. Yeah, there's some issue with the house, and some issue with the career, so many things, right? Yeah, but I think compare me to her, I actually have less problem during that time than her, right? But how come she's more happier than me, right? So therefore, I discovered that happiness is nothing to do with the problems you have. Yeah, some people, the moment they have problems, they actually can able to maintain those positive attitude and solve those problems. Have you been this kind of people before? Right? There are a lot of people that actually maintain a high energy, right? They actually have a lot of problems happening, but they're still able to have the energy to solve it, right? So we want to build this during the time before we encounter those problems. Because once you encounter those problems, if your happiness foundation is not strong, it's very easy for us to get beat down, right? So the true measure of happiness is not measured when you're in the good times, right? Because in the good times, everyone can be happy. Do you agree? Even the most pessimistic or the most depressed person will be happy. In happier times, right? So it doesn't require any effort. It comes naturally, right? So, but the thing here is, the true happiness or your happiness level, the foundation only can be truly tested when you encounter adversity, obstacles. Yeah, that is life. Yeah, I think some of you attended my Yin and Yang program before. Yeah, I'm talking about happiness and sadness. It come hand in hand. Yeah, because you never know the feeling of happiness if you haven't become sad before, right? You will not know the feeling of happiness if you haven't go through certain tough time, or you cry before. If you haven't go through those tough time, you won't know what is happiness means, right? So therefore, it's a yin and yang. Yeah. So in our life, we'll go through that process as well, right? So our goal here is not to ignore 100% of negative feelings, but we try to, even we might get beat down someday, right? But we don't stay down for so long, right? After 1 or 2 days, we actually increase our energy again, and then we move on and continue with life. Yeah, that is what we try to achieve here. Yeah, so we are not here. Yeah, I'm not here to teach you how to become happy every single time. That if you are able to stay happy consistently for forever without any downtime, right? This one I don't consider you as a. It's very hard to do that. It's a robot, right? It's very hard to actually achieve that. Maybe some enlightened people able to do it, but I would say 95% of people not able to achieve it. And you don't need to do that, right? So as long consistently you have the strong foundation of energy, I would say it will be good. So now, and once you know this path here, and I discovered that a lot of people also know that gratitude, right? So gratitude, the moment you are grateful, right, you feel happy. I think that a lot of people talk about that, right? It's about gratitude, right? You know that what you have right now, you feel grateful. There's only one part, right? You think about this. If every day you wake up, you just feel grateful about everything you have here, but you achieve nothing in your life, will you feel happy or not? Now, let's say I'm grateful today, I can breathe, right? So I sit at home, I do nothing. I'm grateful for, I'm sitting at the couch right now. I'm grateful I can, I can think, feel grateful every single day. Yeah, by just feeling grateful, do you think you can attain true happiness if you achieve nothing in life? Yes, creditor is calling. Yeah, you need to pay the installment of your house. You're not able to pay. They say, "Never mind, I'm grateful. I'm still alive." Then people kick you out from the house. You say, "I'm grateful because I still can sleep in the street." Okay. Yeah, so that's not a very pretty scene, right? So sometimes gratitude is being overused. It's like a cliche. It's good to become grateful, right? Because in Chinese metaphysics, they are yin and yang. One part is about gratitude, and that one part is about achievement, right? These things come hand in hand. So therefore, yang represent achievement, and then the yin, right, represent what? Yeah, represent the fulfillment part, where is the gratitude. Right? People will feel grateful when they're in the good times, right? They have a job to do, they are grateful. Yeah, wait until a time everyone leave you. You have maybe you're sick, and then you no money, and then creditors are calling, tell me that time. Yeah, okay. Can you still tell yourself I'm grateful or not? It's impossible. That's why you see those people that keep talking about gratitude. They are the one already having all these things in the first place. Right, so I see the both sides. Yeah, why I can tell this because I am a puzzle consultant. I actually meet people from different walks of life. One of the most blessed one, and some of them is the most challenged one. Yeah, the most challenged one, what they need is not gratitude. Gratitude will not save their ass. Right? What they need is the desire to achieve something, to make progress. Agree? Right? So therefore, we must achieve this balance. Yeah, yin and yang. Do you guys agree with this? Right? So in Chinese metaphysics, is this how we see happiness, achievement, and fulfillment at the same time. Okay, so I just leave this for you to think about. Yeah, so what does it mean for you? Okay, so now once we understand this concept of happiness here, so then let me just lead you, all of you here, to the next question here. Why people feel unhappy? Right, because if you are not unhappy, then you automatically you feel happier, right? Because yin and yang, right? You cannot be happy and unhappy at the same time. So why people feel unhappy most of the time? Like just now, how many are there? 50%, 49% of them actually saying that you're not happy, right? So it's actually for us to understand why. Yeah, why most people are the 49% that feel unhappy. Yeah, the reason actually is very simple, because all of us here have a life blueprint. Yeah, a life blueprint. So the life blueprint is what you think your life should be in terms of relationship, in terms of your career, in terms of your wealth, in terms of your health, in terms of your lifestyle, you know. So all of us here have a blueprint. Yeah, our life blueprint. Yeah, either you design consciously or your parents tell you that. There will be a certain rules that what your life should be. Right? You might think that I should actually earn like maybe 10 million per year. Yeah, maybe that is your life blueprint. Maybe your life blueprint is by the age of 30 years old, I should be married with 5 kids. It could be your life blueprint, right? So your life blueprint, maybe I should look like 20s when I reach 60 years old. Maybe that is your life blueprint. So that these are the what we think the life should be, and we will feel unhappy. We will feel unhappy when our present reality doesn't match our life blueprint. Make sense? Right? We have a life blueprint here, and then we have our current reality here, right? So the moment the current reality is way is very far, the gap is very far, you cannot achieve it, then all this unhappiness will seeps in. Yeah, that's right. So the goal here of actually create happiness is to close the gap. Yeah, makes sense, right? Your life blueprint and reality will close the gap. So when we actually learn Chinese metaphysics like 八字, feng shui, qi, our goal here is to close the gap, right? The moment we're able to close the gap, then we feel happy, right? So the life blueprint, there are no right or wrong. All of you here have your own life blueprint. So, but the question here is, do you know what is your life blueprint or not? Or you just do it unconsciously, it's inside your head? Do you actually write it down or not? What is your life blueprint is? Yeah, type yes or no. Okay, so Vidya say yes. Okay, all right. So type it there, I want to see. So do you actually write down your life blueprint or not? Okay, some of you say yes, some of you say no. It's fine, right? If you know, you better write it down. Okay, yeah, so now the thing here is like this. The gap here between where you are, okay, a lot of you here say no, which means that you need to write it down, because the more clearer you are, then this is the first step for to achieve happiness, right? You need to write it down, right? If you're not, then you cannot compare where you are and where you want to be. And sometimes we don't know why we are unhappy, because we don't know, right? We are not clearly written out what we want and where we are. So sometimes if someone asks you why you're unhappy, you say you don't know, right? Maybe you feel that it's a bad day or there's a clash day. Actually, it's not about the clash day. Yeah, it's about there's a gap, right? So the first thing to solve a problem is to know what problem to solve in the first place, right? So your life blueprint, a lot of you say not yet, right? So after this webinar, I want all of you here, you write it down. You already solved half of the problems already, because you already bring your problem to light. Okay, write down, yeah, what you want to be. So now, once you have this, there's always, you discover that there's a gap, right? If there's no gap, means that you're very happy right now, right? Your life is perfect. So there's always a gap here. So this gap here between where you are and where you want to be, this gap here will not remain constant. If you do nothing on it, then it will become the gap here will become wider. Why? Because the older you get, the gap will become wider. Why? Because it's become harder and harder already, right? Because one thing, the moment you get older means that you have less time to achieve your goal already. Don't you think so? Right? So it's become harder and harder. If you are in the teens right now, you're a teenager, even your goal is very far, you're not so worried, right? Because you have time. Now, what if right now you already hit your maybe mid-50s right now, and then your gap actually between you and the life blueprint actually very far, because of what? Lack of time already, right? So therefore, that's why you see that a lot of people have midlife crisis, is because they discover that, their blueprint and where they are is very far already, and then they're already quite old, right? So they don't feel that they're able to achieve it, so they get frustrated. Some will get depressed, and the term they use is what? Midlife crisis. Right. So of course we don't want to go into that process. So we must make sure we must close the gap, every single day. So all the action you do every day must related or serve the function of closing your gap. between your reality and your life blueprint. If every day, let's say you spend 1 hour focusing on closing the gap, would you think your life will become better or not? Just 1 hour. Let's say you think every day you dedicated 1 hour per day to do certain activities that lead to closing the gap. Don't you think it's cool like that? So in the process, you are starting the process of happiness. Okay, so can all of you here actually decide this is what you want to do? 1 hour every day dedicated to close the gap. This is very, very important. It's not about, think about positive thing, you become happy. No, right? Happiness is a form of action. Yin and yang, right? So this one you need to do. So now once we do this, then we can actually know, these are the starting path to achieve what we want. Once we know this, then one thing will happen. Every time we want to set a goal to do something, one thing will stop us from doing so. There are one thing. What are the thing is? What are the emotions that stop most people from taking action? What are these emotions? The most the most powerful emotion, that actually help prevent people from doing something. I believe that all of us here are very intelligent person, right? We know what to do. We know when to do it. We even know how to do it. Okay, that's right. I see a lot of people actually typing the right answer there. Fear. Right? Don't you think so? Right? If you are not fearful, I believe that now you can achieve so many things in life. Yeah, I don't care whether your partner is a good or bad partner. Yeah, if you can control your fear, I believe that a lot of things you really can achieve. Think about this, right? If let's say right now, you have no fear, what are the things you cannot achieve? Do you think your life become much better? If you're able to control your fear, you take action despite of your fear, right? So these are the emotion that actually hinder most people from actually doing something and achieving greatness in their life. So one thing I want to share with you: the most intelligent person, the more intelligent that person is, the more fearful they are, because they know too much thing. Yeah, this is the irony thing, So a lot of people think, right? So that's why you see some people, they are less intelligent. They actually can achieve more stuff in life because they don't know what they don't know, right? For them, life is simple, right? How to start a business? Just start. Intelligent person will do what? Do research, and check here, check there, and then check their chart got clash or not, and then ask 10 people how do they see their partner chart. They do so many things. Avoid a lot of bad clash in the month 7 killing, right? But the people that less intelligent, that start first. Yeah, they start later on, only their problems, only they look at the chart. Yeah, so therefore, the more intelligent that person is, the more fearful they are. That's why you look at this in a partner chart, there are one element that associated with fear. So let me just bring you this this thing here is about fear. This one we will talk about, right? So fear, there are a lot of different fear in life. There'll be a fear of, there'll be social phobia, could be a fear of failure, which most of us actually having this fear, right? Fear of failure, fear of death, fear of disease, fear of driving. Some of us fear of spiders as well, right? So, and some of us fear of enclosed space, fear of height. Right, so some of you here, these are there are different so-called fear all of us here have. So in Pata, right, the fear element actually represented by water element in your Pata chart, right? Because water in the chart represent thinking, it's represent thinking, and therefore, if your water is excessive in the chart, then you tend to be more fearful. Right? Because water element, the moment there's a lot, is dark. Dark means it's unknown. Yeah, normally something that is unknown is the one that we are fearful to, right? So these are the thing that we, the first thing when we observe from the Pata chart, right? So now, since this water element represent fear, but fear is not something bad in the first place, right? Fear keep us safe. is prevent us to do something that hurt ourselves, right? Able to anticipate danger along the way, right? The only problem is when this water element, which represent fear, are excessive. It's too much water. Okay. All right. So it's too much water, then that tends to think a lot. Okay. So now I want all of you here to look at your chart to check whether your water element is strong or not. So all of you here, please take out your parts chart. Okay. Some of you talk about Chiman. Okay. Don't talk about Chiman, right? Why you talk about Chiman? Door of Destiny, Star of Destiny, Disruptor. Don't talk about Disruptor. Okay. We are talking about parts now. All right. Stay in topic. Yeah. Focus. Too much water cannot focus. So don't add different information inside. It's irrelevant. Okay. I saw some of you discuss Chiman here. It's not Chiman. Come on. Hello. Come back. Okay. All right. So now when we actually look at this, let me just share some of the. Let me tell you the simple chart, sample chart here. This is a chart. What you need to do here is very simple. You just look at the scroll down here, and then you just look at this part. Okay, this part here. So where is the water element? The water element is here, right? You see, everyone is different. So you do trace or look water element. So this water element is strong or not? Yeah. So it's here, right? So this is balance. Right, balance is quite okay, still under control, right? Water element is balanced, right? So now let's look at the another one. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, you see water is here. Since water represents fear, so in this chart here, the water element is 80%. Right, quite high, right? Yeah, so this might be someone that is maybe sometimes think too much, and then they keep asking, what is wrong, what is a possible thing can go wrong, and the moment they ask too much question, then the opportunity already passed them by, so it's already lost the opportunity, right? So we don't like that. Okay, so now you know that this is the way, a very simple way for you to know whether someone they are fearful or not, because water element represent thinking, right? So if your water element is a lot, right? How much consider a lot? I would say 85% and above, right? It's considered a lot. So sometimes the year come also add in the further strengthen the element, right? So if you're 80, I would say 80% and above is considered is quite a lot. So therefore this person like to think. And think about this, if no matter how positive you are, if you're constantly thinking, eventually you become negative. Right? Don't you think so? Right? I don't care how positive you are, right? But if you constantly thinking a thing non-stop, eventually, right, you think about negative thing. Yeah, this is the law of portability. Right? That's why I see a lot of people during lockdown, they are more emotional. Right? Because at home, they have nothing to do, they keep thinking. Then they scold their spouse, they're very emotional, they are not happy, right? So therefore, this element here, water element, we don't want it to be too much, yeah, because it represents thinking, excessive thinking. Since this water element, if it's too much, it represents a fear. Yeah, it represents fear. So don't you think all of us here, we want to actually eliminate this fear? Don't you think so? If we have less fear, we can actually achieve more. Don't you think so? All right. So how many of you here interested to actually reduce your fear? I'm not talking about eliminate your fear. Fear is useful, but we don't want to be fearful of every single thing in life that immobilize us from taking action. We don't want that. How many of you here intend to put the fear under control so you can take action despite of fear? Okay. All right. Right now, fear is represented by, all of you here say yes, right? Okay, cool. So fear is represented by water. So opposite of fear is what? So now, opposite of water is what? Tell me first. If you want to eliminate the fear. Opposite of water element is what element? Try. Type it in the chat box. What is the opposite element of water? Okay, I notice how you type fire. Okay, all right. So fire, right? Okay. So fire. So if you want to reduce the strength of the water element, you can use fire because these are yin and yang, right? One cold, one is hot. So right now, if your fire is strong, the water will become weak. Yeah, makes sense. It evaporates our water. So fire element represent fifth. Yeah, it represents fifth. So which means that if you have a strong faith, fear will disappear. Yeah, that is the whole game here, right? Because it cannot coexist side by side. Instead of telling yourself, to actually reduce your fear, the more you tell yourself to actually eliminate the fear, the more fearful you are, right? So, but if you have faith, if you just focus on faith alone, increase your faith, then fear will automatically subside. Then what does it mean, faith? Faith means that everything will be all right in the end. Somehow you know it. You know that no matter what obstacle you're facing right now, in the end, it will make you a better person. Yeah, the universe wants you to become a better in any way possible, either financially, either emotionally, spiritually, right? Okay, some of you ask, whether do you care about fire in a chart? No, I don't care. I don't care whether you have fire in a chart or not, right? It doesn't matter, right? So right now, I want you to look at, just understand this concept first, right? Don't look at your chart. Did I ask you to look at your chart right now? Right? That's why all of you here too intelligent, right? Yeah, you start. I didn't ask you to look at your chart. I'm talking about action. Yeah, action related thing. If you want to remove the fear, and now I'm explaining to you the concept, you need to use fire. Fire represents faith. Right, so that's how do we describe faith? Faith and belief is two different things, right? A lot of people think, is it mean I need to believe that everything will be all right? No, belief require evidence, right? For example, like, do you believe in God or not? I ask my friend as well. They say, of course, I believe in God. Then I ask them, right? Have you seen God before? They say no, right? Then why you believe in them? Their belief is because of what? It's because they have faith. Right? Belief require evidence. You need to see it before you believe on something. But faith, you don't need to see it, but you know it's there. Right? That's why a lot of us here haven't seen God before, but we believe there's a higher power, right, that guide us. Yeah, that is faith. That's why our goal here to eliminate fear is to actually cultivate, to enhance our faith every single day. There's so many ways to do this. Right, so some people they actually opt for religion, right? Because don't you realize that all religion talking about faith, right? They actually strengthen your faith. No matter what religion, yeah, I'm talking about all religion in the world. They're talking about having faith in life. Right? That's why in Pater, religion are equivalent to fire element. Right, if you learn Pater before, right? Yeah, if you learn Pater before, whenever we're talking about fire equal religion. That is the reason why, right? Because religion teaches faith, right? So these are the part here. So if you have faith, do you realize that you have more courage automatically? Because you know that you will succeed. You don't need to build your courage one, You just simply have faith that you'll be all right. Like bungee jumping, right? Some people fear of actually skydiving. Yeah, but if you know eventually you'll be all right, you're going to land it safely, 100% guaranteed, right? You're going to do it, right? Yeah, you need to develop your courage, because what if you know that you cannot fail? Tell me. Let's say you know that somehow you will succeed in your business. Would you still fearful to start your own business? You won't. Will you still ask everyone, is my chart suitable to run my own business? Am I at the right time? Every time we ask all these questions because we are fearful. Right? So there are so many people, right? Is the entrepreneur chart, is it the right time? They are fearful. Just admit it, right? Fearful. So if you have faith, you're going to start it like yesterday already. Yeah, so therefore, this is the one that we would like to actually look into it. Yeah, so whenever we're talking about happiness, so therefore, since fifth here will give us a remove the fear, since the fear also prevent us to become happy, so fire represent happiness. Yeah, I think this is how we derive from the pattern chart why fire element represent happiness. Now you see the concept here, right? Because fear is the one, yeah, that prevent us to achieve the things we want, right? So it drop our happiness, and by using faith, we're able to counter the fear. And since faith is fire element, therefore fire equal happiness. Yeah, that's how it works here. So now you see the explanation here. It took me like 20 minutes to explain, right? So if you forget, if you don't know what I'm explaining, it's very simple, right? Fire equal happiness. Okay or not? Your chart. Okay, now, once you understand this concept here, now you can actually look at your chart. Do you have fire element or not? And now you're allowed to look at your chart right now. Check your chart. Got fire element or not? Okay, how do you check? Right, first of all, you still look at your barter chart. So let me share the screen right now. Okay, fire element, there are two. One is yang fire. This is yang fire. And then there are ting fire. You want to locate this whether it's actually appear in your chart or not, right? So for this example here, let's say this chart here have one here. You see one? And then there's another one here. One is yin and then one is yang. Okay, now luck pillar. No. We don't look at the luck pillar. We just look at here. Okay, this is the one I'm looking at, the natal chart. So do you have fire element or not? It's very simple. Either yes or no. Easy. Yeah, if you discover you have fire element within the rectangle that I highlighted here, so type the word yes. If you don't have any, type the word no. There's only two possibilities here. Please don't look at luck pillar. Just look at the natal chart. Okay, some of you say I don't have, then how? Okay, this unfortunately this webinar doesn't design to cater for absence of the fire element. So later, maybe I can explain to you how to do it. But right now, focus on we have first. Yeah, later we talk about those who don't have. So now, if you have this fire element, either is yang or yin, right? You have this. So one thing here is very simple. If you have this element, means that your ability to become happy or achieve happiness are easier than those that don't have it. Right? If you have fire element, you have the tendency to look at what is right on the situation. Right? If you don't have the fire element, you might actually look at what is wrong with the situation. Yeah, that is the main differentiation here. Because someone asked if you don't have fire element, right? So you need to aware of that. You tend to look for what wrong or what will went wrong. So therefore, you need to change the inner dialogue or conversation to help you to actually improve on this aspect here. Okay. All right. So some of you discover that you have this. So only these two elements, right? So either yang fire or yin fire, only these two. You look at the chart. So let me do another one here. Okay. How about this? This one got one here and then also got one here, right? There are two in the chart. Okay, let's do another one. Quick one. So this one, we have one here. And then, do we have any? No more. Right, so only one. Okay, are you guys clear so far? Identify it. Okay, once you identify this, let me share with you one more layer deeper analysis. So, and then someone asks, what if the fire element in the hidden stem? All right, doesn't matter. Okay, KY, Chua, doesn't matter. If you have it, means you have it. Don't worry, whether it's a hidden stem or whatever, is fine. Yeah, you must know that there are some people don't even have a single fire element in their chart, and now they are worrying. And now you have a fire element, and now you're asking in the hidden stem, okay or not, right? You must learn to be grateful. Yeah, some people don't have. All right, be happy. Yeah, even it's a hidden stem, a small one is still good. Okay, now, yeah, once we actually identify this, now I want you to actually do one thing. I want you to actually spread this into two areas. One is the hour and day is considered internal. Month and year considered external. So there are two groups here. Right? So in this case here, where is the fire element resides? Don't you think in this case here, the fire element resides in the internal? Right? So one fire element is here, and then one fire element is here, right? So which means that this belong to internal, right? Day and hour is internal. So what information you can derive from this is like this, which means that, you know, the happiness of this person here derive from internal, the source of happiness. So it's about internal, which means that his inner world, his character, his thought, his feeling. Yeah, so you need to work inside. Confidence level, how he see himself, that is where he can find the source of happiness. Okay, so let's look at this chart here. Another one. Where is the fire element here? It's here, right? You see one here? So now, you draw a line here. So this element here resides where? External. This internal, right? Internal don't have any fire element, right? So let me tell you, where is this person happiness derived from? External. Do you see that? Yeah, a lot of people just talking, right? Happiness will come from internal. Not true. Right? Some people, their happiness actually come from external, from other people, from their friends. They like to go out and meet people, right? They like to connect with each other. Right? So think about this, right? Happiness actually comes from both sides, you know, not just internal. Do you realize that most of our happiness also comes from other people, our families, right? Our friends, people that actually make life memorable, right? So therefore, we cannot just say that internals come from internal only, right? I disagree. Yeah, so I say it come from both. But some of you, they're more dominant on the internal side. Some of you are more dominant on the external side. You want to look at which one is more dominant, and you focus to work on that area first. Yeah, that is the most important part. Right? If your external is like this, for example, this one is external, right? Every time, let's say you have some good news, let's say you got promoted, you feel happy. Right? You feel happy, you get excited, right? After you feel excited for a while, what is the first thing you do? Tell me. You're going to share with your family. Don't you think so? You want to deliver this good news to your family, to your spouse, right? Because it's a good news. So who say that people cannot create happiness for you? It does. It makes a lot of difference. Okay? So something, if you have good news, if we just share with ourselves alone, yeah, how happy can we get, right? But if we share with our family, suddenly become a celebration. Right? So therefore, I want to look at your own chart to see which one are dominant. I know some of you have mixture. If you have mixture, then you see which one is more stronger, right? So the bottom one will be stronger, the top one will be less stronger. So look at it. But if you have very clear, either it's on internal or external, then you can actually know where is your source of happiness coming from. Yeah, this is very important. Yeah, because this is a first path for you to actually reach your happiness. Okay, any question? Type it in the chat box right now. Do you like what you learn or not? Okay, we learn new stuff today, right? Yeah. So just now we learned about the concept of happiness, the life blueprint. Yeah. So and also making your happiness as your priority. And now we're talking about looking at the parter chart. How do you actually detect this element? Okay. All right. So do you want more? Do you want to learn more about happiness or not? Yeah, just now I just tell you the path, right? So you need to develop from there. If you're external, spend more time connecting with people because that's where you find happiness. So if you're happy outside, you go home, you also bring your happiness with you. Yeah, that's what I mean, right? If your happiness is from internal, build on your confidence, build on your skill, build on your self-esteem. So if you're happy internally, you go out to talk to people, you also able to connect better. That's what I mean. Okay, the point here is where to start first. It's not asking you to start there and end there. Once you're able to master that, you need to go out, right? If your internal is stronger, you master your happiness, you go out and actually spread your happiness around. If your external is better, is dominant, you connect with friends, or your network, and then feel happy. Then you go home, you also bring happiness with you. Therefore, your relationship also become better at home. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, so here is talking about the starting point. Okay, so now the next thing. So since all of you here are clear of what I shared with you just now, so I'm going to share the next one here is about how do you actually detect someone that is emo. Do you know the word emo? Yeah, how many of you here know this word? What does this emo stand for? Yeah, emo stand for emotional. Right? I know that this year a lot of people are very emotional, right? So therefore, the parter chart also have certain patterns. Yeah, tell you whether this person are very emo most of the time or very emotional or not. Right? So I want to share with you certain patterns, and this is not the exhaustive list. I want to share with you three pattern that you can detect. Yeah, the generic pattern you can detect. Yeah, from whether you know whether someone is emo or not. Right? This is very useful when you're going to date someone that you don't know them really well, and you're maybe want to date this person, you want to know whether this person are very emotional or not. Then this may be one of the way you can use, right? So therefore, hashtag emo. Right? Next time, if you feel emo, when you post on Instagram or you post on Facebook, yeah, put a hashtag emo there. So I also know you're emo during that time. Okay. So this emo means emotional. So how do we do this, right? So today I'm going to share with you three patterns, emotional patterns, a very emotional pattern from your parter chart. So first of all, let me just bring out a parter chart. Let me just bring out a sample parter chart right now. Okay. If you're emo right now, you also can type hashtag emo also. Yeah, so I know who is emo. So then, okay, some people already typing here. Good. Okay, so first criteria of actually emo hashtag. If you want to qualify to hashtag emo, you must fulfill one of these three criteria first. If you haven't, don't type the hashtag emo right now. Okay, you think so easy to become emo, is it? Need hard work one, your parter chart need to fulfill that criteria first. Okay, those simply emo. Okay, yeah, check your chart whether that allow you to become emo first or not. Do you have the license to become emo or not? Yeah, if you don't have, yeah, don't simply emo. Okay. Okay, all right. So now, how do we? What is the first criteria here? The first criteria is like this. Let me just write down here. The moment a chart got excessive metal, and also excessive water at the same time. So this one is emo king or emo queen. Mo Wong. Yeah, this is a new Cantonese word I just developed. And suddenly I came across this word here, Mo Wong, right? So if you know Cantonese, you know what I'm talking about, right? So it means emo king. So if you're emo king or emo queen, then metal and water must be dominant in your chart. So let's look at this chart here. Yeah, this chart here, you see water. Water, you see high or not? Very high, right? 100%, quite dominant, right? And then the other one here is metal, right? You see metal is here? Yeah, metal also very strong. So can this person qualify to become emo king or queen or not? Okay, now you allow. I approve. You can call yourself emo king or emo queen. Okay, this is the ultimate one. Yeah, if your water and metal very strong. Okay, Angeline say I'm qualified. Okay, congratulations to you, Angeline. Yeah, you're finally bestowed with the title of emo queen officially. Approve. Okay, all right. So now you check your chart. Yeah, you check your chart whether you have this emo king or emo queen title or not. Just look at the two most dominant element. If it's water and then the metal at the same time is if you only have water alone, you are almost qualified. Not yet. Okay, you must have both at the same time, metal and water. Yeah, then this super emo. Okay, all right. So Amy say water and metal are my weakest element. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, you won't get this title throughout your lifetime if it's your weakest element. Okay, Revio asks, is 60% considered emo? 60% is still okay. You just like almost emo, but not yet emo. Okay. Okay, Eureka say emo. All right. So you discover there's a one. So this is the first criteria. This is the most powerful one. So now this is one. All right. Now the second one. Yeah, the second one I want to share with you. So let me just now you know, right? So learning parts actually is very fun one. You know, you can actually do all this. See your chart, you know, to actually have some self-awareness. Yeah, which area you also you want to improve. Yeah, it's not so easy, Okay, now you know. So now let me just show you the first one. Just now I'm talking about emo, right? So emo is this. Just now the first criteria is excessive metal and water, which I already discussed just now. So now emo number 2, first runner-up would be horse and rat together. Yeah, so if you see a horse and a rat together, you also can become emo, but this is first runner-up. You cannot become the champion, it's still fine. Yeah, you get the first runner-up title. So if you have horse and the rat in the chart, and is also is side by side, then it will be considered. So now check your chart. Do you have horse and rat in your chart or not? Check your chart. Let me just bring out the butter chart again. Okay, some of you say, I don't have. Why you want to have this, right? It's not something good, right? So, so don't get disappointed. Okay, I know some of you say, okay, I don't have this. It's fine. I don't know why you want this, right? Okay. And let me just show you. Okay, some of you say finally qualified. Yeah, as if you want this to happen. If you finally qualified, congratulations to you. Your dream come true. Okay, I'm happy for you, sincerely. I don't know why. Some of you here really want this. Okay, never mind. Accept. Compassion. So now let's look at this chart here. Let me show you one example. Do you see that this is a rat and that's a horse? Okay, so the moment you see this is together, right, side by side. So this considered emo because the moment you see a horse and a rat together, they feel restless, right? They constantly feel restless. They are not so peaceful, you know, because this horse and red clash represent restless clash. So this one is in Cantonese they call yasan pak on. They constantly worry about this, little bit also worried, a little bit things also they think, they delve into it, So therefore, horse and rest, and sorry, what I'm talking about, horse and red is the element talking about emo number 2. Okay, sometimes it might not happen in your chart. Maybe on your potential date chart, you want to date someone out, you discover that person chart got two horse and 2 red at the same time. Okay, don't mess with this person. Okay, if you discover someone have 2 red and 2 horse, if I were you, I would say bye-bye, see you next Christmas. Actually, you don't plan to see this person again. Okay, all right, because they're too emo. Then if next time, if you just forget about their birthday, or they suddenly ask you, do you remember like 2 years ago when we first met, what color of socks that I'm wearing that time? Then you better have a photographic memory. Otherwise, if you cannot remember, then they'll cry. They say you don't love them anymore, the kind of thing, dramatic. Yeah, and then normally these are person that like to watch Korean drama as well. You have horse and red in the chart. Korean drama. Those persons who have horse and red in the chart, their favorite pastime is Korean drama. Emo together. Okay. So this is the one for you. Okay, so do you like this a lot? This is something new for you, right? Okay, all right. So this is okay. Jensen say your spouse got. Okay, all right. Congratulations to you. Okay, so there could be a drama queen or king. So now, next one. This is the final one, right? Of the emo formation. If you don't have this, means you don't have, right? So if you don't have, I advise you, don't be sad, don't be depressed if you're not fit into the emo, right? Because maybe you find, maybe next time I can share with you more emo formation. Maybe you have some of it, right? But right now, hopefully you don't feel depressed if you don't belong to one of these emo formation. Okay, all right. It's not the end of the world, even you don't have this emo formation. Okay, so now let me present to you the emo formation number 3. It's also very simple. This one is monkey and tiger, right? So there are normally 2 clash, is an emotional clash. One is the horse and the rat, and then the second one is monkey and tiger. Right, so now I want you to check on your chart. Do you have this clash or not? Yeah, check your chart right now. So let me just bring out the things again. Okay, now I'm going to pull out a bar chart on the screen as we speak. So this chart here is shows you an example of a clash. Do you see a clash here? Right, monkey and tiger clash, right? So do you see on the screen right now, not monkey and tiger? So this one also emo clash, but this one emo are more physical one, right? Just now the horse and the rat, they might scream, they might cry, yeah, they might stomp their feet on the floor. That's maximum they can go, right? But if you have a tiger and monkey clash, this one are more physical, right? The moment they're emo, they might throw things. They might throw things, right? Maybe if you have a dog in the house, they might throw the dogs or the cats. That's why they call raining dogs and cats, right? They keep throwing things, right? Because that tends to become more physical, more violent. Maybe they force you to eat chilies. Something like that. So more physical. So therefore, if you have this, someone else is maybe, oh my God. Yeah, so if you have this, is it necessary in the hour and day? No, not necessary. It could be in a year or month as well, right? So yes, right. So if you invite someone, that go to your house and they discover that they have a tiger and monkey, don't piss them off. If you piss them off or you think you're going to argue with him or her, then hide your pets away first. Yeah, if not, then during the midst of the argument, then grab your pet, your dog or your cat, and then you throw out to the balcony. Then there'll be a problem, right? So don't. Okay, so these are the potential emo, the chart that you have. So if it's Jun Yi say that if it's not side by side, that is still considered. If it's not side by side, it's fine, right? Because it's not a direct clash. That one is fine. They still can control it. They might think about throwing your cats and dogs, but they might not do it. Well, unless they're really angry, but most of the time they won't. If it's not side by side, right? But if side by side, confirm you throw your cats or dogs. Confirm. So Maliko say dangerous. You got knife, throw knife too. Oh my God, no, not necessary, right? So we don't exaggerating things. Basically, that tends to become more physical. Yeah, not necessarily they're going to throw knife. Don't worry. Out of 10, only one will throw knife, so you are safe. Just shocking. Okay. All right. So Tommy Cham say my wife have. Okay, congratulations. Yeah, you have such a great taste, Yeah, treat your wife good. Okay. Now you know a good reason why you should treat your wife good. Okay, Tommy, tell your wife that you love her few lifetime before until now, and also continue for the next life, So learn all the sweet words. Yeah, you're going to tell your wife your life only begins once you meet her. Yeah, if you discover that your wife is a tiger and monkey clash, you need to be smart, right? Yeah, tell them that. Tell your wife all these poetic, romantic words. Love forever. Okay, good, smart. Okay, all right. So do you learn a lot today or not? Yeah, this one. Yeah, do you like this kind of learning or not? Yeah, it's fun, right? It's fun at the same time. It's also educating as well, right? So you can actually learn a quick way. How do you see someone chart? How do you actually potential emo issue? Yeah, it's a trigger button. It's not like every day they are like that, right? Only certain years there's a further clash coming in, right? So if you know it, don't trigger them. Yeah, that's the thing here. And I also conduct a lot of our upcoming webinars, all those things. And I know that even today, I still receive some message that some of you told me that I didn't get informed of my webinar or updates, right? So if you're one of those to solve your problem, yeah, so you can actually do this, right? So you can join my broadcast channel, my Telegram. So this is where I'm going to actually share with you all my upcoming webinars, all the important notes that I think that's interesting. I'm going to share it there as well. So if you can see, I also do the monthly Yijing success code. You can actually select the card there, and then you can have the success strategy for every month, right? So this would be the channel. You get updates, you get information, interesting information, and sometimes you get some insider secrets as well, right? So that is the link. If you haven't joined yet here, so you won't miss out all my future webinars and courses, right? So it will be all I'll be update here. I'm going to notify all the updates in this channel, right? You can scan the QR code, and also you can also go to the URL as listed below. Okay, all right. So once you actually have this here, so now you ensure that you get all the updates, right? Now your OS already updated to the latest version. So what to do next? So one thing I would like to share with you here is like this, right? In next moving forward for next year, you think about this. Next year is what is the year of next year? Next year is a metal ox year, right? It's a metal ox year. So do you realize that metal also represent emotional? The next year is a metal ox, right? So represent emo. So if you ask me, like next year is a emo year, now I say a lot of people will have a lot of emotional issue as well, right? Because, and also if you look at the whole pattern, not just on the year also water element is very strong. So if you look at metal and water is strong, so which means that you also affect a lot of people as well. right? So how do we actually create more, right? Think about this. If the moment water is strong, what we need? Fire, right? So fire is an element, right? Fire is about faith, about things will be all right, or not, right? So how do we actually do this here is this, right? So fire represents happiness. So the goal for next year is about cultivate the fire element, right? To become stronger. So we have represent happiness. But I also discovered that some of you here don't have fire element in the chart. So type the word me right now. Just now I discovered some of you almost want to cry already, right? Yeah. So now don't cry first, right? So after this only cry. Yeah. Type the word me first. Then maybe I got solution for you. Okay. All right. So don't have fire element in the whole chart. So if you don't have, then this chart here, because this chart here represent all the 5 elements, right? If you don't have fire, right? Tell me, which element produce fire? Yeah, which among these 5 elements produce fire? Yeah, type it in the chat box right now. Which element produce fire? Okay, wood. So since what we need is fire and we don't have fire, so don't you think wood is a useful element? Right, it's a useful element, right? So, and now, what is wood represent? Yeah, now it's important. Now the wood become the focal point already. Because fire, in order to continue to burn, they also need wood. Right? Because although we know fire is represent happiness, but can fire the burning will be lasting or not? It will not be lasting, right? Because the moment there's nothing to burn, it will the fires will die off. So consistently, you need wood element. Don't you think so? So to have consistent, lasting happiness, wood element is very important. So wood element among the 5 elements is the only element that didn't stop growing. Right? You think about this, fire is just fire, earth is just earth, matter is just matter, water is already there, right? But wood is the element that constantly growing. Therefore, wood represent progress. Right? So if you ask me if I don't have fire, if I use wood, what do I mean using wood? So which means that you're committed to become better every single day. Yeah, because wood element represent progress. You strive to become 1% better every single day. If you do that, you will feel happy automatically. I want to think about, there are certain days in your life you are so productive, you make so many things happen on that day. Do you feel happy at night or not during that night? You feel so productive, right? You feel happy. And you also encounter certain days you're a bit slacky, right? You don't do stuff, you procrastinate. Yeah, during that, after you actually go through the whole day, at night, you feel like shits, right? You don't feel happy, you don't feel productive. So therefore, to ensure continuous happiness here, so this is the one, is a wood must produce fire. You must use the wood element here. So summary, progress equal happiness. Yeah, if you're not making progress, you cannot be happy. Yeah. Just now I explained from the Chinese metaphysics point of view. Now I show you the end result here in a nutshell. Yeah, because progress equal to wood, happiness represent fire. Therefore, progress equal happiness because wood will produce fire. So if you want to become more happy, don't you think you want to actually become better, right? Strive to become better every single day. Yeah, that is the key. Yeah, to secret to happiness. Okay, all right. So do you like this content or not? Do you see the link here between Chinese metaphysics, yeah, with how we lead our life, right? So therefore, there's always a way. So remember that when you learn Chinese metaphysics, I would say that the whole wisdom of Chinese metaphysics, there's always a way to do something, right? So the question here is how bad you want it. If you want it badly, you will find a way. Right. So now the next question here, how bad you want to improve yourself? Yeah, that's the first question to ask, right? Yourself. If you want something bad enough, you will find a way. I will not worry for you. You will find a way. Even you don't know how, you will find a way. That's what it means here. So now, if you actually are decided, right, to actually committed to make happiness your priority, so I want to share with you one thing here that if some of you interested to actually pursue further, This is a very special course, I would say, unusual course even because I haven't did this before. This is what I call the being happy even in unhappy times. Right. So if you are actually interested to join me on this special webinar, let me give you the dates here. The dates will be on 8th of December, and then the time is from 7 to 11 p.m. live stream. So I'm going to talk about being unhappy even in unhappy times, right? So if you're interested, this is something good to learn, right? And identify your emotion, learn how to manage them, how do you rebuild the positive thoughts inside, and take responsibility of your own emotion and align your mental with your physical health. This is the one I'm going to share with you, from Chinese Metaphysics perspective. Okay. All right. So Cornelia say that you're already signing in. Okay, cool. I'm going to see you there. So if some of you interested, to learn this, from Chinese Metaphysics perspective, how we see happiness, this would be the program to learn from. So in order to make this program accessible to everyone, so the investment fees here is very minimal. It's only $97, right? So if you interested to join me on this one time only happy webinar, happy even in unhappy times, how do you do that? So this would be the link, right? This is the link you can click to join. And you also see this link on your screen right now in the blue box. All you need to do is just to click on the link to begin the enrollment process. Or you can click on joeyup.com/happy. Either way, we will lead you there. Okay, so I'm excited to actually teach this program. So if you want to learn from me personally and you like the way I conduct classes, webinar, so do join me, join the team here. We actually ensure that all of you here, we have a great experience while learning this. Okay, all right. So I would like to say thank you to all of you here for spending like 2 hours with me today, and I appreciate your time. And I hope you enjoy this webinar, this happy webinar, as much as I do. So do you feel happy? Better now? Right. So remember, if you forget everything else today, I want you to remember 2 things here. The first thing here is make happiness your priority in life. And the second part here, tell yourself you deserve to be happy. Okay. I'm Iverson Lee. Keep in touch.